Oh boy, there's some really sick, disturbing, wild, crazy people within government. Yo, hey! No diddy. As of course, these people will never, ever be held accountable for their atrocious actions. As of course, we have, guess what? A new Fox News interview. Yay! Being regurgitated to the official story and lines here. As of course, Dan Bongino, the Deputy Director of the FBI, went on the Sean Hannity show, a man who loves to have his CIA lapel pins, and gave us another dissertation on why we should trust the government and its official reporting on the Epstein saga, which according to him officially happened like the government officially told us it happened. Which anyone with any kind of common sense here, or just a little bit of an inquisitive mind here, absolutely just doesn't believe here. What's really going on here? Glenn Greenwald, another guy caught up in some controversy, had some interesting things to say about this. But I think I figured out the strategy here of what Dan Bongino is trying to do here, what he's trying to commit here, as it's really not looking good for the American public when it comes to, of course, holding very bad politicians accountable for their absolutely evil, treacherous actions. We'll get into it, plus a lot more. If you appreciate our continued work on this effort for many, many years on that now, as of course the corporate media was literally promoting Epstein. We were saying, hey, this guy's a registered offender there that doesn't even have to abide by the law. If you appreciate us going to the island and exposing this and talking about this and making this a forefront issue, especially with some of our merchandise that has, by the way, gone everywhere around the world, thousands of times over. If you appreciate that, subscribe, click the notification button. But there's a massive black pill. There's a massive realization. There's a massive kind of humbling event that took place that we have to admit here took place. And listen, it's not an easy one because there was so much buildup. There was so much conversations. And I watched this full interview with Dan Bongino here, who, again, let's be honest here, is looking very stressed. Like, if you look at his facial reactions, I think there's a lot of people saying, there's a reason he looks like he's being a part of some hostage videos. But this is what he had to say here. That's very troublesome, as of course he's teasing soon to be released Epstein files, and he did before. He was like, "Okay, we're gonna enhance it," and then I'm like, "Really? You're gonna enhance video footage to prove the official version? Like you're gonna give us the official version of events regurgitated through the lens of the FBI here? That, of course, will never self-incriminate. This is the big aspect here. This is a big part of the story that he's missing and he's not thinking about, or he's not. Listen, he's a smart man. Okay." We'll give you the two options here. Either he's really dumb and not connecting the dots here on a story that he was speaking out about very extensively for a very long time, or this is a deliberate kind of cover-up meant to derail the conversation that we were just having about holding all the Epstein clients accountable. That conversation is no longer happening. We are refurbishing and rehashing old conversations that were absolutely irrelevant. And now, did he not? Doesn't matter. There's thousands of predators out there that the government is protecting. That the government, according to them, because of, there's just so many victims here. Listen, you can have an AI, you can have it on Word, like, hey, any victim here, release the files single-handedly, day by day. Do something here, because we're not getting anything. And now we're going to get the government's official version of events as they rehashed it, as they probably finagled, manipulated, and lied. They lied every step of the way here, okay? They lied every step of the way here. Donald Trump's former Department of Transportation came out and said, I was told to go easy on him because he's probably an asset. That's the conversation should be, okay, what asset was he for? Who was he working for? And who was his boss? Because clearly he had a boss. Who were his clients? That's not the conversation. We're rehashing old conversations and doing humiliation rituals right now that are obscure, that are so eye-opening that they take away from the real conversation that we need to have. That right there is, I think, what's really going on here. Here's Dan Bongino this a couple hours ago on Fox News.
RFK, I got to check back on that one. There is more coming on the Epstein files. Listen, I know this is a hot potato for folks. I totally understand.
Do you? Do you really? Because you just said, no, the government's official version of events are true. Trust us. What? Yeah, it's a hot potato. Yeah, thousands of children were hurt here, and they never got justice for it. Never. Thousands of children are going to still continue to be hurt because the predators aren't being held accountable by you, the Deputy Director of the FBI.
My comments were clear. I'm not paid for my opinions anymore. I work for the taxpayer now. I'm paid.
Okay. Do your job then.
Paid on evidence. That's it. The evidence we have in our files clearly indicates that it was, in fact, a suicide. We do have...
the evidence inside the files. You mean the FBI officials that were a part of ignoring the victims for 30-plus years? They wrote something in a document, and now you're believing it as like the Holy Bible? Oh, hallelujah. Yes, FBI that lies, that aided and abetted, not just this case, multiple cases. There's multiple cases of the FBI being involved in aiding and abetting child predators. But that same FBI wrote something in a document, so we're going to have to believe it on its face value and not skeptically be like, maybe these guys have a conflict of interest. Maybe they won't incriminate themselves. Maybe they won't say, Dear Diary, today we took out Epstein. Here's some fake video footage that we're going to compile with AI, which you know you have the tech for. And before getting into that, before playing the full video, because this is a little, as you could see here, this is an important issue. Atlas is a little scared here. Atlas Couch. If you support Atlas and me, and sorry, Atlas, I apologize for getting loud there. It's not okay. I get it. How can you not? If you appreciate me and Atlas, subscribe to LukeUnfiltered.com. It's our members area, and we are doing a members-only meetup July 9th in Milwaukee with the Quartering. You heard that correctly. The Quartering is bringing out his members. I'm bringing out my members July 9th, Wednesday, 8 p.m. Location will be revealed to members 12 hours beforehand. Come out, come all. We're going to have some good food. We're going to talk. We're going to network. We're going to have a great old night. Great old time. It's going to be great. And it's one of the things that we do here for our members. I really do appreciate you guys allowing us to keep the lights on in the house, allowing us to have treats for Atlas. And it wouldn't be all possible if it wasn't for you guys doing that. So thank you so much for your generosity, your charity, and your support here. Again, I've been doing this for 21 years. I've been screaming about these issues for 21 years. I've been talking about there's satanic demons, child predators out there in government for like over 21 years. Of course, that's what it takes to commit some of the most awful, horrible, evil conspiracies out there in this world. So if you appreciate the work that we do, click the link in the description. When you do, you go here, you sign up for whatever you can afford. I know times are a little bit tough here. 20 cents a day. You get 13 years of exclusive videos. You get 3 master classes on how to travel the world, how to survive any kind of apocalyptic scenario, and how to be a journalist. You also get to talk to me directly in the Telegram chat. I'm talking to you guys right now. And that's one of the many perks that you guys get, including many other perks, seed oil cards, you name it. We all got it. LukeUnfiltered.com. Truly the place to be a part of this independent media organization. Like, I have members that I talk to in the Telegram chat that are like, yo, I want you to interview Anton from Land of Biltong. I'm like, that's a great idea. Let's do it. So if you guys want me to interview anyone, if you guys want me to, and as long as the idea is good, you can't say, Oscar the Grouch. Okay. All right, I get it. You like Oscar the Grouch here, but no, okay. We do what we can here. You guys are a part of the newsroom by signing up to LukeUnfiltered.com, and we appreciate you guys very much for doing so. Now, let's continue on with this continued accumulation ritual that is just insane. He's doubling down after comments that just absolutely shocked everyone. Oh, yeah. No, Epstein definitely took himself out. Definitely broke his neck in 3 parts, which is inconsistent of the way that he allegedly took himself out. And, you know, the sheets that he had in there were supposed to be proof of him not being able to do anything, but he was still able to do it from a 6 foot type of bed here where he was supposed to have a cellmate that magically wasn't there. Again, so many inconsistencies to the official story. As of course we were told, there's no video. There's no video. Bill Barr said, "Oh, I watched the video. It's definitely what it is." And then he came out and they're like, "Oh, what video? There's no video." Now there's video? Excuse me? What in the hell? What in the world is going on here? And you're telling me the same people that lied to us about there being a video, there not being a video, there is a video. Here's a video. Oh, convenient. Now, look at all these AI videos that are able to be made like this. Those are the capabilities the public has. Imagine what the intel agency has. Okay? Just imagine. Just imagine. Just fathom this. What do they have? Yeah, they have some next level type of stuff here. Okay? We got some older videos of Dan Bongino. We're going to be playing in a little bit too. Look at that too. We'll get into it. Let's get into it because the video continues.
Video. It's not the greatest video in the world. I don't want to set expectations on fire.
You did, because you literally changed your story and your whole narrative, and you said, I watched this video and I started. Well, now you're lowering expectations again. After you told us you're going to enhance the footage and then you're going to give us the original too. Now, I was like, oh, don't expect a lot. Wait. This is the video that changed your mind, right? This is the video that made you go from this.
I'm telling you, there could be some national security problems here. Because, ladies and gentlemen, nobody knows how much material people have on Jeffrey Epstein. Who was videoed where those videos are.
But you saw one video from the same FBI, and you're like, oh, yeah, just the FBI that were involved in a criminal cover-up of all of this. Up until a few days ago, the FBI was denying, releasing, stopping disclosures. A couple days ago. You guys gave him a retirement, the guy who did that, for some strange reason. He was clapped out of the office. But still, those same guys, you're going to put your whole entire career, your whole entire reputation on those same guys that covered it up and said, yeah, they're absolutely telling the truth here. Absolutely 100%, especially on government public records. Yeah, they, of course, would totally tell everybody if they committed if they did something illegal, they would totally write it down on the government report and disclose it to everybody. Duh. That's how criminals work. Yeah. That right there is naiveness to the highest extent here.
However, the video does show in that specific block that he goes in, made a phone call. You'll see 12 hours of guards going to basically check on him, come back. You'll see no
the guards fell asleep. Now the guards were checking in on him.
one really comes out in that bay, in that area, than him. There's no one in there. When you combine that with the other evidence where we will...
Okay, there's a lot of evidence here. Specifically when it came to the first type of attempt that he had, by the way, that later came out was just cell guards beating him up. And prisoners beating him up. That's interesting. So they put him in a special ward and a special unit where that was supposed to be prevented from happening. What happened during that first attempt? We don't know. We have no idea.
We'll be releasing in the coming weeks. We're still finalizing some of the products. I think it's pretty clear.
Products? You're doing it as products to sell to us? Okay, we've been sold a bunch of lies. We don't need to be sold anymore, okay? Just give us the evidence. Give us the proof here. Show us what absolutely made you change your mind. And listen, there's a possibility, a very low one at that he actually does present evidence. And I'm like, okay, yeah, it's a convincing case. Very low. But let's give him the benefit of the doubt here. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. But the fact that, again, this is all centered around an old story that isn't relevant towards his clientele base, I think is extremely telling. And I think this is just a way to obfuscate the real conversation that people were having. And what better way to do that than to shock and awe people with just this kind of bewildering type of behavior that now has people questioning your kind of legitimacy. This is the way. This is the perfect way to cover up real legitimate justice from happening here.
However, as I've clearly indicated in some of my tweets on my official account, you know, listen, investigations, if new information surfaces in the future on any of these cases, we're always open. I'm just...
Okay, so you have done nothing. Okay, you have nothing except the government's official version of events here. That's all you have. That's why you should have never promised. That's why this administration should have never promised. This administration totally failed here. Let's just be real with ourselves.
Telling you there's nothing there in the file at all that indicates anything other than, in fact, a suicide.
Why would there be? Okay. You're involved in a multi-billion-dollar trafficking and extortion operation that involves you procuring small children to the likes of like Bill Clinton and Bill Gates and Kevin Spacey and others. Chris Tucker was there too. And Prince Andrew. Royalty, prime ministers, also conversations about heads of kingdoms. Okay. You're telling me you're going to document all of that and then have it readily available for the new administration coming in saying that they're going to prosecute people for it? No, those files are deleted. Those files are destroyed. Those files are long gone. But for you to kind of champion and cheerlead yourself, I'm going to get these guys. And then you don't, that's not a good look here because you're not getting anybody. You're just rehashing old conversations that are absolutely irrelevant, in my opinion, and distracting from the bigger issue here of children still being hurt here.
Let me ask.
Yeah. And of course, I watched the full interview. It was, again, he talked about a lot of other stuff. We'll see what happens at the end of 4 years to really give him a full grade of how he has done here. But so far, a lot of people are shocked. This is the Daily Mail. Trump's FBI hawk, Dan Bongino, reveals more details about video showing how Jeffrey Epstein really passed away. Why are we it doesn't matter. Listen, there's a big probability this guy's still out there and alive. Let's just be real with the level of conspiracies. Faking videos is the least intrusive, the least impressive thing the intel agencies could do out of all this. And you could very easily fake and put together timestamps and then jail videos in, and then, oh look, new FBI. Here's the video that we made, that we created. Oh, look, he just did it all by himself. Oh, look at that. Ooh, yeah. Believe the official version of events. Again, I don't think they were fooled. I don't think they were bamboozled. I think this is just an effort to try to cover up how we're not going to get any justice here, and this is meant to. And then they're going to be like, "Oh, look, yeah, we were right. We were right. Look, he totally did." That's not the conversation that we need to have here. We need to have a conversation about who hurt the children. Where are they now? Again, the MCC known, the Metropolitan Correctional Center known for being extremely corrupt. You're telling me, working with the intel agencies, working with the feds, they don't have the capabilities to hide and to obfuscate and to manipulate and to procure videos that, again, just fake all of this. You're looking at the agency files. You're looking at a criminal statement here. And if you're the prosecutors, this is what the criminal says. The criminal is always not going to implicate himself, okay? Now, we also found out, very interestingly, according to the New York Times, that Jeffrey Epstein also was investigated with Peter Thiel. Yep. Mr. Epstein, the late financer and ex-offender, started by putting $40 million into Valor Ventures, a firm backed by Mr. Thiel. Today, the investment is worth over $170 million. What relationship was there? Why haven't we kind of asked this, as now people are like, hey, let's talk about Peter Thiel's kind of connected company, Palantir, that's building a database on everybody soon with the help of the federal government. What's really going on there? And again, Dan Bongino, when he wasn't the deputy FBI director, this is what he was saying.
I was told by someone a long time ago, a very knowledgeable reporter, and it's not my information. I'm not hiding. You're hiding up for some foreign government. You're protecting. I'm not protecting anyone. I'm only telling you what I was told.
Then, what are you doing now, though?
That some governments around the world may have some material that's related to the Epstein thing. Bill Clinton was knee deep in this, man.
He definitely was. He was ditching the Secret Service to fly off on the Lolita Express.
I have a very, very good source. I've told you this story. Forgive me for repeating it if you're a P1, but some people are new here and never heard this. He was on the plane with Bill Clinton and Epstein on one of Epstein's planes when Bill Clinton was on the plane with some women who, according to my source, looked underage.
They were underage. Okay. Where's that source now? And why isn't that source promoted? and rewarded for his very brave behavior on whistleblowing on this. And why aren't we hearing anything about this now?
Why was my source on the plane? Dan, you know people who hung out with Jeffrey Epstein? No, I don't. He was working. Right? It's unbelievable. The guy killed himself, and now nobody's going to know.
Yeah, very convenient.
My buddy was on the plane and was very uncomfortable. He didn't see anything directly, but there was like apparently some area in the back of the plane where everybody went to go, whatever, do their thing.
Uh-huh. Yeah. There's stories of Epstein, like literally like taking it out and like wanking it in front of everybody and making eye contact with them. That's literally what he's known for. Every 2 hours on that plane, by the way. That's according to one witness.
My friend's not comfortable with it.
As there's children around everywhere, by the way.
They land, and he's like to the guy who's running the show, if you know what I mean, I ain't going to be part of whatever's going on this plane.
Now, with this information, you're the deputy FBI director. You bring in Bill Clinton. Bill, hey, this day, this time, what'd you do? Oh, what children were there? How old were they? Let's go. Let's go. That's what you do. It takes balls, courage to do that. Everything that we're seeing right now, man, golly, gosh darn it. Not looking too good. If you appreciate our work, subscribe to lookunfiltered.com. Stay tuned for more. We're going to be covering more of that story regarding Peter Thiel and Glenn Greenwald. Again, another kind of extortion type of event. We'll talk about all of it in future videos. Subscribe, click the notification button. Stay tuned for more here on youtube.com/wearechange.